sets up for that turn. Let's do this.
Celestino Ruiz wants them to touch him up. And they do. Joe Tessitore alongside two-division world champion Timothy Bradley and Mark Kriegel ringside. All the talk is done. It's time to fight. Benavidez, Crawford, WBO Welterweight Championship of the World.
Trying to figure the range out, the speed, the distance.
I always find that fascinating with Bud, his ability to get around.
I have to think that was some of the purpose behind Benavidez egging him on and antagonizing him the way he did. He wants Crawford to come forward and attack.
Crawford giving him a smile and a little nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body.
He's a natural welterweight since adolescence, and he's fought as high as 54.
Now the switch in stance from Crawford.
The outside range with that jab while he's stocking.
Tim, you like the early work with that jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford.
Now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here. Bud shakes that off. We're going to take just one short break here and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around.
By virtue of his jab, let's remember, however,
from Benavidez, he got Crawford kind of tentative, making Terence Crawford tentative to fire the left hand. Well, I would take my attention downstairs. You see how big that frame is from.
Got to give Terence a little time, Terence.
There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford.
Extreme concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
There's Miss Deborah. Always an interesting watch ringside.
And that's one thing you got to do when you fight Terence Crawford. You see him fire back with his jab right there. Benavidez.
Good exchange. And then that exchange at the end when each man just had the glancing glow.
Confidence. He's never fought in a fight like this. He's never fought an opponent this good. And you can tell he believes he's supposed to be here. He says Terence Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. But in boxing, the imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez.
Come off the jab and shoot a straight left hand.
He definitely can, but he has to be careful because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch. This is a good-looking third round for Bud Crawford.
But you see that right knee of Benavidez pulling straight back, getting caught with those combinations and putting those earmuffs on. That's target practice for a guy like Terence Crawford.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone. And according to people who have worked in the Benavidez camp,
see that brace on the right knee. Right knee that's trying to support that back power and get out of the way of range from Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round. Taking control here.
From the champion, Bud Crawford, stepping in behind the jab. You see the peekaboo defense there, even though Benavidez shook that off. He landed those hard body shots on Benavidez. And here it is again. When you put that peekaboo defense up with those hands up, it leaves an opening for the outside to the body. around the elbows of Benavidez.
Round number 4. The two undefeateds. One the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terence Bud Crawford.
Go behind that double jab because Benavidez will catch the first jab, but he won't catch the second jab. After you throw the second jab, he'll try to cover up. You can get closer to him. So after you get closer to him, then you start going to the body, come back up to the head.
Say anything about the power of Benavidez?
No, ain't no power. He ain't got no power.
Thank you very much.
Now Bud just shook off a little taste of that power and stuck out his tongue at Benavidez. And it's an interesting and dynamic relationship between Bomac and Terence Crawford.
Coming straight down the middle on the way in with the right hand of Benavidez.
And you said, watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there, Bud went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line. When you watch the southpaw against the orthodox, take note of that front foot of Bud Crawford. If he gets that outside position, and now all of a sudden there's a switch to southpaw with Benavidez. But that prime position, watch for it here.
Well, Benavidez was looking for some help by switching southpaw. He got hit with some good shots from Bud early on, and he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
I got news for you, fellas. Crawford's found his rhythm.
Oh, good right hand by Benavidez, right on the belt line where it says Crawford in pink. Wildly intriguing round number 4 between these two unbeatens here in Omaha. Landed that good right hand to the body moments ago.
Third round was good for Crawford. Fourth round, what worked for Jose Jr.?
I think all the round Junior is getting him. I don't know what you've seen in the third round. I think he's boxing him beautiful. You know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punch. And look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. But, of course, you got to go with the crowd, whatever you guys say. But I think he's doing really beautiful. He's going to the body. He's catching him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look. But, of course, you know, you're in his hometown. Everybody, every time he touches a little bit.
And these fans here. And, by the way, in terms of the way the crowd reacts, they very much knew what they were getting themselves into. So much so to the point that Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going a distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose Sr. there. Although, and that right hand was a decisive blow in the previous round, the right hand to the body.
That's why you see all the hand gestures from both guys.
Benavidez was searching for that right hand to the body again. That time, he caught him with a short right hand as Crawford came in.
And confused Benavidez.
Perhaps a better test than many imagined for the great Bud Crawford. A guy who sits number 1 atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number 1 pound-for-pound, retired, now works for us, taking on the best in the world, Terence Bud Crawford. You heard Andre say 147-pound title. Let's look at the CompuBox numbers as they're being tallied tonight. Total power punches. Remember, we mentioned now Benavidez a tick lower at 38%. Competitive fight.
You mentioned, Joe, that this is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more. And he was he was supposed to be the prodigy of this division.
Just pause and think about that for a moment. He was sparring Manny Pacquiao at 16 years old.
He'll use that jab occasionally, but he'll wait on you and he'll fire some combinations back at you.
But his sense of himself as a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that, except for when he was a kid.
Interesting moment right there as Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
Right now, Benavidez is having some success.
He is with that right hand, Tim.
Straight right hand, and also, like the champ said, he's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so.
Here, you saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford.
Pick him up, pick him up, pick him up.
End of 6 for the welterweight title. They are on their feet in Omaha. It has been a very good first half of this world title fight. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
Getting outside of the left foot of Benavidez.
And that gives him position to do just that.
Yes.
To land the straight left hand.
It's like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up.
Bernardo has been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
Well, Benavidez is doing exactly what his father doesn't want him to do. He wanted him to use a jab in this round, to not step straight back, to be more active. And Bomac called it the round before. He said, I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him. Final.
You see, there's no jab. Now Benavidez is willing to cover up right in front of Terence Crawford. That's a huge mistake.
He's tired.
He is tired.
And
Absolutely.
if you do that, you're going to have offense coming right at you.
It was from all the body shots Terence Crawford did early on.
From Bud Crawford, Tim.
Here it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pace short. Left hand right there.
This is what we've seen all night long, the facial expressions.
Yeah, you know the facial expression just means that, hey, you're getting to me. That's all that means. You're getting to me.
If you look at the facial expressions.
Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
From Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well.
Of Terence Crawford.
CompuBox numbers, you see them now. And that gap looks like it's going to continue here.
This is the complete takeover round for Terence Crawford. Landing his best stuff to the head and body of Benavidez. Fatigue.
Noticeable how it's changed. You know who else notices it? The guy opposite him. Earlier tonight with that right hand to the body.
That's the bolo shot.
Crawford, three-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard.
You know, Benavidez obviously had a lot to prove tonight.
Benavidez really just stalking right in front of Crawford. Now he tries to put a combination together, and Crawford did the smart thing by...
Angelo trying to pop that jab off the hip. Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the 8th. Against Bud Crawford. In front of 13,323 local fans here in Omaha.
In answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming in?
Every single time Benavidez put those earmuffs on, Terence Crawford takes advantage of that. He worked those hands.
Andre Ward with an even 6th round, but still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
Look at the beautiful work by Crawford, changing levels, going downstairs to be able to land some combinations up top like that. Right hook right there. Got out of range right there. Angles out right there.
He made a point before, that jab looks good when he throws it, but he's taking rounds off from that jab.
Honestly, it's the knee. I believe it's the knee. Nice shot right there from Benavidez. Catching Crawford as he pulls straight back. You're not going to win rounds like this.
Benavidez.
And now searching for an answer. He talked so much, hoping to draw Crawford into a brawl.
Nobody gets shot right above the knee walking his dog. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it. Just doesn't know who.
Right now, he's got to worry about being targeted by Bud Crawford, who's stepping right to him as he covers up against the ropes, and Crawford's going to have some options. Places a right hand to the body. Probing now with a body shot again. Says, come at me. Got to be willing to fire back, though.
You got macho stuff on the ropes, ain't going to help him in this fight.
Right now, he's looking to time Terence Crawford with a right hand. You see him throw the right hand. He tried as Terence Crawford went back.
World-class fighter. Master craftsman.
Bud Crawford said, Bud, can you hear me? He looked over, he said, last round, finish this.
Nice stinging body shot right there with Crawford.
Right to the body. He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavidez comes up with here as Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavidez.
This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way in the last round, champ.
You see Benavidez pulling back. Cardinal rule. Don't pull straight back to land on Benavidez.
6 minutes for Crawford to hold on to that lofty perch. And 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown. And that percentage now moves north to 42%.
We've talked before about to hurt him. It's Benavidez' chin that's keeping him up.
Chin in the heart. Chin in the heart of Benavidez.
Looking to place that right hand again is Benavidez. He is taking steps forward at least here. They create offense and they provide elite defense. Maybe looking at a go for broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit. Crowd on their feet here in Omaha. They love the finish
by Terence Crawford. There it is again.
Sent off balance.
Check hook.
What almost touched the chin of Benavidez was the bare knuckles. How much does Benavidez want it?
Well, if he wants to be the champion he always saw himself as, the champion he was told he would become, he's got to sell out right now.
Got to risk everything, right?
Got to go for it. And he is. He's trying. He's trying to stop Terence and put combinations together to the head and body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round?
That he's more fundamentally sound than Benavidez.
Miles ahead.
I don't think Benavidez has done himself a disservice.
And not at all. Not at all. First half of this fight, highly competitive.
Terence Crawford got him backed up now.
Final minute. Crawford in front of home fans.
Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it. That 12th round is what it should look like. Shakur Stevenson, who had a show of his own earlier tonight and told this crowd what fun would do.